Hey everyone, Alex here with a quick note ahead of today's episode. As part of our efforts to make sure that we get through every outstanding patron shoutout, we're increasing the number of people we thank. This means we're going to move the shoutouts to the end of episodes going forward so as not to make people wait extra long before the start of a show. That's all for now, thanks for your patience, and we hope you enjoy today's episode. Welcome to Rusty Quill Gaming Podcast, episode 151. I'm your host and GM Alex, and you're with me today. I have
Ben Meredith,
Bryn Monroe,
Lydia Nicholas,
and Helen Gould.
And who are you playing?
Zolf Smith,
Hamid Slower and Altahan,
Self-Side-Bottom,
and Azu.
And it's almost everything's fine, right?
Fine is a strong word for what we found last episode.
It's fine enough that we're not going to sing the song.
Sorry. Yeah. The only people that are in this room are fine, and if that isn't like complete happiness for everyone, I don't know what it is.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay, so brief recap. We have...
we killed Showing.
We have...
No, we didn't. We have his brain that we're going to interrogate.
We dissolved his body. His big mech body.
One of his bodies. He's a Gestalt entity now.
Yeah.
So what you currently have is a brain in a jar. That's the
brain in a jar, but in a bag of holding.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a brain orb. It's a borb.
It is a borb. Don't forget that it's a borb. And you are currently in basically under the seabed to all intents and purposes at this point.
Under the sea.
Bed.
Everything's better down where it's wetter. Under the sea.
Bed. We are simple folk.
We've definitely started singing more lately, haven't we?
I blame everything on Tim.
It's definitely Tim's fault.
He's racing a bar and we're going to crush him beneath it.
He's not even here.
So, you have, I wouldn't say successfully, but certainly begun the process of emancipation on the island. I'd say that's a thing that's starting to happen.
We enabled them to emancipate themselves.
Better way of putting it.
Self-determination.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm going with that one.
Yeah.
We didn't want to steam in all white saviour.
Absolutely. At which point then you are ploughing on through the lads and or blokes mook section of the complex.
Well, we haven't actually encountered one yet. Oh, we encountered one.
Yeah.
And then he was not.
very encountered by the end of it.
Yeah, he definitely had an encounter.
Skrark earned XP for that encounter.
Skrark very much did. And you are currently heading on towards Central Control, I believe, was where you were heading on to, having found horrific experimentation rooms and
gonna hit them all so hard.
manky bunk beds, among other things. But yeah, you are all on the way to Central Control, and I will skip ahead to you getting to the entrance thereof, unless anyone has anything you want to do in the corridors approach beforehand.
No.
There's kind of a determined silence, I suppose.
Makes a lot of sense.
Clomping along.
There are things that I could do. I mean, I could be a dolphin again.
Now that you've slept.
Now that I've slept. I mean, I can't just be a dolphin. I could be lots of things. Probably not a good idea in these tunnels to get all big.
How big are the tunnels? Are they like medium creature sized? Are they
Yes.
proper facility kind of?
Yeah, so a large creature, not a good idea.
I did give this to Zolf earlier, but I'll give it again, which is, to your eyes, they look like, whether they were naturally occurring or not, they have been expanded to suit medium creatures.
Cool. Perfect.
Okay.
Windy, but big.
Yeah.
The radius of the tunnel as a whole is what, 10 foot?
Yeah.
So it's, not exactly spacious for Azu, but also not claustrophobic.
You're not going to be going down shoulder to shoulder doing the can, but maybe two of you could.
Ah.
Right, yeah. So being big would be a bit silly.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, if you flooded the complex behind yourself and made yourself big, you could get popped out like a cork. That could be fun.
Is there an animal that I could be a big walrus. Get shot out the tunnel.
You'd need something bigger in your mouth than the pencils from last time.
Yes!
On the bright side, we found out how you could have got to the island much quicker and easier than you did.
Yeah.
Walrus cannon.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone ride the walrus.
You start to approach Central Command. It's obvious because it's well signpost, as have all of the bits down here been.
Handy.
You are approaching what appears to be another pressure door of the likes that you've seen before. However, you also notice that although you've been walking through worked but not well-worked stone, the approach to the door, sort of about 20 feet or so, is lined in metal. So metal plates, but squared metal plates to kind of give it a semblance of like order and organisation, I guess. Mm-hmm. But that's the only real difference that you could tell that you're approaching an actual different thing than just another bit of corridor.
Fair enough. Clomp up to the door. Glaive goes on.
open the door.
You're not going to check it for traps?
No.
All right.
No traps go off. There goes my arbitrary delay.
I feel like it would be a bad idea to put a trap on your office.
Yeah, probably.
Also,
in fairness.
Got no time for this. Just get hit by a trap, it's fine. Got loads of hit points.
In Ben's defence, he does now have
Got loads of hit
loads
points.
of
Got
hit
92 whole hit points.
How come you got more than me?
Got a big con score.
Oh, I don't.
But he's just not courageous like you are, so that's okay. He's mostly a chill sea dude at this point.
What?
Chill, environment, neutral dude.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, you
Queer
open
these landscapes.
you open the door into a comparatively large room. Think natural cave where engineering work has been worked into it, sort of bolted into the walls and so on, all built for medium-sized, not smaller creatures. Things that you see immediately heading in. You see there is the ground floor that you are on. There is a circular, raised walkway suspended in the middle of the room via girder struts and so on. And there are a couple of people up there who do not appear to have noticed you at this stage. You also see there are a couple of doors leading into this room. So there are 3 doors at the ground floor. The one that you came in, one off to the left a bit, and one off to the right a little bit, equidistant, give or take. For Bryn's not benefit, they're not quite equidistant, but they're close enough. They're also, the floor's not completely level, but again, you're working with a natural space that you're retrofitting. The one signpost to the right, the door on the right, has a very clear signposting which says to the shore, although admittedly this one is in Japanese, so and there is one off to the left which I believe also says to processing. So he's sort of looping back apparently. And in terms
Processing was the bit we already scouted, wasn't it?
Yeah. And there is in the centre ceiling large amounts of apparatus coming down, leading to I'm going to say a large board, because until characters are taking proper perception checks, they're not really going to know what they're looking at. And there is someone sat staring at a board which is changing in some way.
It's a command centre for all the whales. No, the squids, the whatever they are. Nah.
Why is there a raised walkway?
There is a raised walkway encircling a large amount of apparatus in the ceiling.
Okay, so it looks like...
The gantries for...
Sure. Okay.
Unless you're taking proper perception checks, this is immediate response.
The purpose is not obvious, I suppose. It's
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Correct.
Are there any doorways at the raised walkway level?
No one has noticed you. The room is comparatively loud, insofar as there's lots of sort of clicking, clacking, and gentle machinery noises from all of the apparatus that's hanging down from the ceiling, which has masked the sound of the door. And in the nicest way possible, the people that you have gotten a quick glimpse at appear thoroughly unenthused with their work. No one's batting an eyelid. At least one of them, you think the one staring at the screen, there's a 50% chance they might be asleep. Like, they are quite chill in a way they shouldn't be.
I'm going to cast shield on myself, because that's something I can do now. That's not a new spell, it's just that I never had a chance before. I don't think I need to do anything, I'm just beefier.
Shall we go and deal with them?
Yeah.
I would also like to cast some spells. I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Finally ran out.
I'm going to cast Fly on myself.
Ooh.
I'm going to cast Fly on Azu. And I'm going to offer to cast Fly on Cell. You have boots.
I need to know if Cell accepts.
I didn't get a chance to accept.
This is true. Sorry. Would you like to accept Fly?
Yeah, you can
I mean, you can resist
As
it if
you
you
will
like.
accept fly.
Yeah.
But I don't like that Alex is rolling dice.
He's-
That's all in that sentence.
I mean, I'm presuming we're stepping back outside the room now the door is open, rather than just doing it where they can see us.
And
But
does Cell accept
I assume
Fly?
he's rolling to see if they notice the sound of spells happening outside the room.
Does Cell accept Fly?
Yeah, sure.
So, during the 3 standard actions that it takes for him to cast 3 spells, I walk forwards and I lop the head off of the one in the control panel with his back to us.
So, to be clear, control paneling stuff is up the walkway, you are on ground floor.
Fine. I walk up to where it is and hover until I can lop the head off of the person on the control panel. At this point...
That scans!
Yeah, and I don't care about being seen, because these aren't dangerous
No,
people.
that's fine. What I would say is, because it's bizarre, and I'll throw it out. They're all getting penalties, for the noise and so on. Every single one of those was 4 or lower. This is going to be one of those days. It is utterly trivial. The one who is staring at the board is asleep. And
so I'll coup de grace that guy.
honestly, I am not going to require an attack roll. He doesn't have sufficient skills or ability to stop you. If you coup de grace, he is just dead.
Cool, then that occurs.
Excellent.
Oh.
Let's find out if anyone else in the room notices. No.
Wow.
So you have walked in and just floated up and
I will turn to the rest of the
full
party.
decapitated, and no one has noticed.
Yes, yeah, very grim look on my face.
Hostile workplace.
Yeah, I'm definitely making it hostile. Basically, sort of mime sort of eyes at all of you, and then point around the room and just draw my hand across my throat.
You do the comedic hand signals of it all deteriorrates into squiggle, squiggle, squiggle,
No.
shape, bash, bash. Suddenly you're doing the ducky.
Yeah. No. So I'm basically heavily implying that let's just kill everyone in here.
Okay, I'm going to fly up to the nearest.
I'm still not actually going to jump into initiative until someone notices something.
Well, I'm not going to attack them from behind because I'm honourable.
Tap, tap. What?
Paladin.
Stab.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just going to I mean, I wouldn't like
It's got
to
to be in
kill them
self-defense, so they've got to
either.
see
Yeah.
you
Okay,
and be
I
angry.
go up and
Yeah.
I get the attention of whoever.
How many people are left in this room?
2.
Okay.
So I'm going to
They were all on the higher walkway.
Whilst Azu is aiming for one, I'm going to fly up to roughly level with the other and cast Scorching Ray. But please feel free to resolve your action first.
Are we looking for synchronized actions here? That's
more or less.
perfectly fine. I'm okay with it. I'm still not requiring initiative because they're all not. In which case, then, I'd like to know more detail, Helen, regarding Azu's thing here. Are we fly up, tap, tap?
Okay, so I just want to give them a shake to make sure that they're not also under mind control, because Azu is not going to feel good if other people are mind controlled apart from kobolds, and then she
Okay,
just kills them.
cool. You shake them. They see you and go, "Ah!"
Okay.
At which point, the surprise round activates. You all have a surprise round. Because they're surprised. I am going to have to require initiative. Because there is...
Bob, wait, where's his head?
I would be surprised.
I am going to require initiative order because there is a chance that one of you could miss in a way that attacking a sleeping person isn't. Okay?
16.
So, that is a 16 for Zolf.
19.
7 for Azu.
12.
So, Hamid, you smashed the initiative order on that one. Go for it. What do you want to do?
I cast Scorching Ray.
That makes sense.
I get 2 attacks.
That
They're
makes
both
sense.
ranged touch attacks.
That makes sense.
This person is flat-footed, so
Yes, they are.
AC is very unlikely to be more than 10, so I hit with both.
What were your rolls, just so I need to know?
20 and 27.
Yeah, you're fine. There are some rolls that I like, and the ones where I don't need to look things up are the rolls that I like.
Quick question. Does Cell recognise any of the people here? Bearing in mind that there have been continual raids on their village for, I think we'd agreed, several years.
I will only answer that after this surprise round.
Cool.
So how much damage does...
I roll 4d6 for the damage of this spell. I just rolled 2 6s and 2 5s.
Okay, cool. We're both... did you
You
separate out
used
the
them
rays?
up!
Right.
I can't remember. Did you separate out the rays, or did you...
No, I aimed them both at this ball.
Cool. What's the total damage?
Oh no, that's 26 damage.
They burst into flame and die.
Cool.
Just
The second ray hits the wall.
roll the damage for me, please.
The much more sensible amount of damage, 16.
Okay, cool. You also, basically, you shoot the person who then immolates, and the second one goes through the person who is in the process of immolating and just starts to set fire to the equipment that's hanging from the ceiling.
That is my action.
Understood? In which case then, Zolf, you're up. Yeah, it turned out that your first action didn't trigger a surprise attack.
Yeah,
Because they all rolled less than 4! I think 13 times.
yeah.
So Azu is standing in front of a surprised mook, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to lean over and go, "Here, Cell, can you work out what this does?" And that's my action.
Cell, you're up.
Can I work out what that thing does?
Give me a knowledge engineering, please.
Engineering. 15.
You believe it's probably a notification system for the people who are in here about stuff to do with the cell block, let's call it, the cell cavern.
It's info on probably the cavern, like stuff around it. Notifications.
And Azu, you are up, because 6 seconds. You're currently looking at someone who's... let me get the facial expression right. It's difficult to translate to audio. Listeners, lower your left-hand side of your lip. Raise the right-hand eyebrow. Now, adopt the face most used when you eat a rotten strawberry whilst maintaining those 2 fixed points. That's the face.
Yeah.
Ben gets it. So does Lid. There you go. What are you doing, Helen? I can riff all day, but it will be unusable.
Think about what these people have been doing, Helen. You saw the room.
I did. Can I detect evil on them?
Yes, but it will use your action.
That's fine. I don't think they're going to hurt me very much. So
Okay.
I just want to check if they're evil or not.
Okay, you detect evil. The person that you are detecting evil on is... They're not full evil, but this person's redeemable, but it would take a lot of work, and they also, frankly, might not be worth it.
They're collaborator evil, right?
Yeah, that's kind of Ben's got where I'm going with this. This is someone who's been following a lot of orders, you know what I mean?
Oh!
Yeah. But evil's a scale. This is someone who's been following a lot of orders. Take that how you will.
That's why I gave the first one the choppy chop, because, you know...
Mook the first is dead. Mook the second, who is currently surprised, attempts to flee, triggering an attack of opportunity from Azu.
I hit them with my axe.
Lethally or non-lethally?
Lethally.
Okay. Give me an attack roll, please. Don't forget all of your bonuses, because it's the first one and your feet goes off.
Just roll to hit, you'll hit, and this one is so dead. Yeah, that's a nat 20. Do you want to confirm
Roll
the
to
critical?
confirm the
Why not?
crit.
It'll be this one where it doesn't really matter.
6 plus your normal attack bonus. 19 total.
Yeah,
To
that's
confirm.
God,
That's-
after the show in battle, this is who I crit on!
Yep.
Roll your damage.
So that's
hey,
4d12 add 18 damage.
Oh my god, oh my
base
god.
splash.
Hang
It
on a
is
minute.
hypothetically
Do I need-
Here's
possible
two.
for them to
Here's-
survive, I
for
think.
ease.
There's 2 ways this can go.
She rolls
They
a
either
one.
just survive or they explode
Well,
into giblets.
We're starting on
1,
18.
2.
6, 8.
So 38 total.
30, yeah, they explode into giblets.
Splash, yeah.
Like, honest to God, you just, like butter. It's kind of, you get the impression that you started swinging up going, account for the armour. Swing. There's no armour. There is a spray of Quentin Tarantino blood that splats up the hanging machinery,
Okay, and the
which
foot.
starts to sizzle slightly with the remaining entirely fluff-based fire from Hamid's Scorching Ray.
Okay.
You're an awful human being.
Yeah. Azu doesn't look very happy about this.
They drop. Well, what's left of them drops. The room is now empty, apart from the
viscera.
apart from the drip, drip, drip of fresh viscera and the clickety clack of the screen/board thing.
Does Cell recognise any of the people
Oh
from
dear.
the room?
Forgot about that.
That one I'm not going to need a perception check for. You recognise the one that Azu has completely splatted. Mostly, you remember them from a while back. They were the one who was giving a lot of orders as well to people to like hustle things down. But in the last sort of 6 to 8 months, they kind of stopped being seen around the place. They weren't nice.
No.
They similarly didn't steal children in the night. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
there you
there's
go.
that.
Had enough kobolds, didn't need to.
Funnily enough. So yeah, there's your answer.
Okay.
Hey, Cell, control room, right? So is this just notifications and like looking at stuff, or can we start to shut this down to disable the base without, drowning all the kobolds?
For free, because you already did the knowledge engineering, this is a place to be told about things that are doing. They can't actually do anything useful from here. It is literally just...
It's just notifications, right? It's just like it's like a. So
Monitoring
imagine,
station.
Yeah, imagine if
Right.
there were like obviously it's such a crazy thing, but imagine if there was a transport system for the public where people left from one place to go to all sorts of other places,
Right.
And then, but you would need to know when things were departing, right? So
Okay.
I've worked this out in my head that maybe you would need some kind of
Is it
notification
worth
or even a
breaking
board
this?
where it would tell you about the departures, possibly even arrivals, to help people
Right.
work out when people are arriving.
So it's a place,
It's a notification board.
right? So it's not worth destroying.
The things
I
that
mean, if you'd enjoy it,
you know, just from looking, because it's just obvious, there are two main things that it has built into this screen/board. By a board, by the way, I mean literally, it is, you remember back in the lift there was one of those rods can stick out, rods can stick in kind of things?
Pixelated.
Yeah. Effectively, what this board actually has is just a bunch of binary sort of on or offs for what you reckon are the actual cells of the kobold cells. And then there's a separated bit at the bottom, which genuinely most likely is some equivalent of like a alert. Yeah, effectively. However, you do notice that it isn't displaying pictograms. They most likely have some basic like semaphore symbols, but it is exactly what you just said.
It's a status
Right.
thing.
So we don't want to waste time.
No, it's
Right.
not.
Okay. Let's go.
Can Cell work out whether people is it showing that lots of people are leaving their cells?
In order to break it down, because
it
they're using
okay.
a proprietary like semaphore thing, you could, like anyone with linguistics could, but it is going to take you about half an hour to kind of
Okay.
go, this means that, so that must mean this, blah blah blah. It's not ciphered, it's just
Yep. It's not worth it. Let's just go get this over with.
Yeah, we've got more of these people to get rid of. Let's go.
All right.
Float back down, and away I go.
I love making all grizzled veterans that slowly are going to come out of this covered in blood going, you weren't there, man. It's great.
Like that scene in The Witcher where he fights his way out of a monster.
Pretty much, actually.
He turns up in the pub covered in horribleness.
It's a nice scene. Also a good song.
Oh, such a...
So, I am guessing you're heading on to the shore as opposed to back to processing?
Yeah, I want to get out of here.
That's fine. You head through another pressure door. It has no traps on it or anything. To anyone who's paying attention, it's readily apparent, yeah, this is where all the traffic's been. Why would you have loads of traps?
Yeah.
So you start heading down another corridor. Again, it starts with the worked metal and then just proceeds into the kind of semi-worked stone. It's quite windy and it takes a little bit longer than the previous corridor has. If anyone wants to have a conversation, now is the time, but I'm guessing you're all kind of grimdark at the moment with what's going on.
I certainly am.
Cell is
Also, 3 of us can still fly.
Yes, this is true. It's going to be about 10 minutes down a corridor. Like, it's quite a long corridor.
That is about how long fly lasts.
Okay, there you go. Fly's going to be wearing off.
Oh, and shield's gonna wear off.
We can be super stealthy on the approach, at least.
Look, I need you all to know, by the way, you all prepped spectacularly. It's just that you may have broken the back of that encounter before it even started.
You know, with flying, is it like a hovering thing, or do you have to like make swimming motions to fly, or how do you?
It's a magic spell. You control your own motion.
What is your fly rank?
What do you think?
It'll be -5, -7.
More than that.
I've just got nothing written in it.
Then I
Yeah.
can
So
tell
it's your dex
your
score and your armor check penalty combined.
So like more at least -7.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, you certainly are trying to swim. Hamid's kind of zooming it. You've got a decent fly score.
My
haven't
fly
you?
score is like 12.
Yeah.
I can.
Zolf's used to it, and Cell, you've flown as
11.
creatures. And,
As it just
So
paddling
everyone
along.
else is flying kind of fantasy stuff.
I don't have flycaster me. I'm just
No,
walking.
but you can levitate. My point is so that you at
sure.
least have some experience in that.
My fly score is -2, so...
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you're ungainly, and Azu is swimming through the air. It's the closest comparison. You're like, oh, okay, it works. I'm getting where I need to be, doggy paddling through the air. Yes, you are. It doesn't affect the spell, but you don't necessarily know that.
Hamid finds it too adorable to correct.
Cell's just walking.
So at the end of
Hamid really enjoys flying.
At the end of the 10 minutes, you see that you are approaching what appears to be almost like a minor station prior to another pressure door. And by a minor station, I mean it has a few lockers on either side, and it has a bunch of signs near the door, which are all in Japanese, but Cell could translate. They're all versions of, though not exactly, loose lips, sink ships, that kind of propaganda-y, like, don't talk about this, when you're out there, don't talk, blah, 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 blah. There's one which does translate quite well, which is also in...
Live, love, laugh.
There's one that says, a secret tunnel's only a secret tunnel if you keep it secret. And there is one that says, you don't have to be mad to work here. Someone's torn the bottom off and put, yes, you do.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Cell translates 1 or 2 and it's like, they're all kind of, like that.
Well, let's go.
In terms of the lockers, by the way, just so that you can see, they are in disarray, mostly apparently due to sloppiness, not due to being ransacked. You see another one of those axes, another one of those proprietary wrench things, and so on. You see on one is a sort of at least 10, 20 bottles sort of ranked, all of which are water breathing and labelled as such in Japanese. And then the other one seems to have what best can be described as like wader's raincoat styly stuff. Again, it's all equipment for fixing wet maintenance areas.
Gonna take 2 water breathing potions.
Yeah, I'm gonna take several. Actually, considering my last experience.
I'm gonna say there were 19 because 20 feels too round a number.
Okay.
I will take
I'm gonna take 2.
5.
I'll take 3.
I'll take 2.
So this pressure door, again, I'm assuming you just open.
Yeah. I am very much in I don't give a mode.
Okay,
A
so
rat's bottom.
I do not give a rat's bottom.
so this pressure door opens, and then on the far side, you can see Cell would get this for free. You are looking at the back of a secret door. It is a wired mesh that has sort of what appears to be like the back of stone effect, like loose, unworked stone effect on it. Mm-hmm. It looks like it's weighted so you can just push it open from this side, but it's clearly the back of a secret door.
Cell begins to hyperventilate. Okay, so they're not in the tunnel, which means that they have gone out, like for some kind of vengeance purpose.
Let's go.
And I knew I shouldn't have left them.
Cell,
it's all right.
Cell, come on, let's go. And
Can I please have, I should let you know, just to finish description, across the back of this door is a large and obvious trap mechanism, but you're looking at it from the turn on, turn off side. I'm going to go ahead and assume you turn it off trivially. I don't need a roll. It has a big on-off lever that's labelled as such.
I like that as a...
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Although that Cell wouldn't be looking at that. They're distracted. So someone
It's
else...
very obvious.
It's obvious to everyone?
Everyone.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Flip the switch, throw the door open, be like, Cell, it's going to be okay. Let's go.
Yeah.
And
I'm
I'll
gonna get
start
them.
running down the
So,
tunnel.
to explain, once you open that, what you find yourself in is it takes a moment to realise it feels like you're at a T-junction, but what you are actually at is the side of a corridor just coming in from a secret door to the side, if you see what I mean.
Right.
To your left is a tunnel that appears to be sort of semi-worked stone with like braziers across all of it. Think like honestly Dungeons and Dragons style torches. However, they appear to have waterproof flares in them rather than like flaming torches.
Practical.
To your right, you see it continues in this manner for like 50 feet, at which point it then has a pressure door that is left open, and beyond it you can see that sort of aquarium-style glass tunnel carrying on beyond that. Do you see what I mean?
Right, so one's
So
back,
it's
obviously
still-
back into the base and one's out.
Absolutely.
Right.
Like,
Oh.
patently obvious. If you go left, you are at another entrance that is heading in towards the base. It kind of twists and turns a little bit, so you can't really see which way it leads, but it's very sort of, ooh, dungeon, ooh. And then the other one is...
gosh, so that's where most of the adventurers
yeah,
Come through.
comes right.
absolutely. And then the opposite side to the right has the more sort of glass aquarium tunnel thing, which certainly doesn't seem to be leading back.
Wait,
back-
what? There's the
back
brazier
into the
one.
base
We should
or-
go
yeah, sorry.
up the brazier one
So the
because
brazier
that goes out.
You all believe that the brazier one seems to lead towards the base,
Oh, okay.
and the glass one seems to lead away from the
Okay,
base.
right.
Based on your kind of
Fair. Then run down the
Yeah.
glass one.
That's fine.
Okay.
Is running really going to help? Because I mean, we're just going to turn up and it's all going to have been burned to the ground. It's all going to have been burned to the ground and smashed again. It's all going to be burned. Everything.
They don't seem that competent.
Yeah, but they seem mean.
As you are running along the glass corridor, just to give you a bit of description, this has a lot more gilding on it than the mechanic one down there did. So it's like, not only does it have like the reinforced bands, but they're all like brass. It's a little bit tarnished, but it's got the bells and whistles that you feel like you might have dodged around coming in the way that you did.
Yeah.
It still has more of those flare brackets on the wall that are ready to be lit but aren't. But running along, it starts to get quite dark because the stuff isn't lit. I forget who does not have dark vision at this point.
do not.
Me and Sal do not have dark vision.
Okay. It is honestly dark. You're still quite low beneath the water and there isn't really any light coming in from anywhere. So as you start running along, it gets quite dark as you leave the secret door behind. In which case then I'm going to need to know marching orders or if you're going to do dancing lights.
I mean, I'm not the fastest, but I am not concerning myself with marching order, so I'm just going.
That's fine.
Other people can overtake me, but I'm not like...
I was assuming Sal was going first.
I mean, Sal is the fastest. Everyone else has a move speed of 20, and Sal has a move speed of 30, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
You are a chonky party. Slow, but you hit hard when you get there.
Yeah.
I know that you probably won't let us sleep for another month. Well, that's like 6 months between each time he gets to sleep. But I think Sal will beast shape into something with dark vision. Need to decide on an animal. What, like a wolf? Does that have dark vision?
Tell you what, why don't we take a break, and when we come back, you'll have decided on which type of presumably giant sloth or something that you'll be playing as.
Maybe a bear.
And welcome back. So the verdict on which animal you shall be is...
Me, but bigger.
Good. I'm glad we had this talk.
So, to be clear, though, you're casting...
An enlarged person.
Yeah, that's fine.
That doesn't help see anything, but I'm going to be big.
Please track that you have used the spell.
Yes, I know. I'm using them up at an enormous
You've got
rate.
a table and everything.
So you become...
Big.
You still can't see in the dark.
Nope.
However, I am going to say this. If people are happy to just jog along in the dark, it's genuinely fine. It's a long, perfectly straight corridor with nothing on the floor.
What's the time of day?
Ooh.
Because we might even get a dim glow. I don't think this is super deep.
Can everyone please give me a survival check?
Ooh.
Ugh, 6.
You have that.
11.
10.
14.
The rest of you have genuinely lost all sense of time. You're assuming night at some point, maybe late, maybe like dawn-ish. Cell, you're getting the impression it might be closer to like noon.
It's like 11:32 a.m.
For practical clarity, though, is there any sort of dim lights filtering down from the surface
There's
of the water?
genuinely not. No.
Fine. Okay.
So you all head down the corridor, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to be trying to reassure Sal. Sal, remember the one we questioned said they were preparing an ambush for us. They still don't know that everything's gone wrong. They might not have left the ambush yet. They're not likely to have left their posts necessarily. It's going to be okay.
Just I can't let them down, you know. But then
You won't let them down. You've just taken down the entire operation, so that's a win.
Yeah, we'll get them, don't worry.
Yes, and if they're as easy as the other ones, then.
So, you are running along this corridor, and it is dark. For the people that have dark vision, you can see that the thing is raised slightly above the seabed, all the better to show off the seabed. Unfortunately, your dark vision doesn't really stretch far enough to give you big vistas or anything. It's water. That's all you.
We're not here for the view.
Exactly. No. Continuing to run along, and you eventually, all of you see in the distance, there are sort of sudden flashes of light and sort of streaks of colour way further down the corridor, but they don't look like they're in the corridor, they look above the corridor, if you see what I mean.
Yes, but no.
On the sea, they look like they're in the sea above where the corridor should be. The corridor stretches off, you know, that shrinking perspective thing.
Yeah.
And then beyond where you can realistically see, above it, you're seeing flashes of light in the water, like streaks of light and so on.
Okay.
That sounds like a fish.
You are still at least like a couple of minutes run away.
Spellcraft?
Yeah, actually that would do. Knowledge Arcana or Spellcraft, whichever.
18.
18.
On Spellcraft.
And
30.
All right, great. I'll just go home, shall I? Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
So, Zolf, what you notice is, you know those spells. You've used them quite a lot, or at least you know people that have used them quite a lot in sailing. A couple of them would definitely flare just from a pretty significant distance away. Very useful spell, not so much on the fighting-y side. It can be. And Bryn, Hamid notices that they might be flares, but that type of casting, the way it's being used, there probably is a fight up ahead.
Excellent.
I'll relay that. I think there's a fight going on.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right, let's go faster.
I am now actually taking the run action mechanically.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so will I.
I will do that as well.
You very quickly overtake us.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Multiply weight by 8.
Does it affect your movement speed at all?
It does not say so.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So,
Still gangly.
Yeah.
oh no, that's more like Alien in the Vents kind of thing.
Yeah.
That suddenly got real awkward.
It's grim.
Vicar Amelia from Bloodborne.
I
Okay,
don't understand, but I hope it. Yeah.
well, Ent, if you lay it down and then forced it to drag itself along the floor.
Hey.
Why?
What?
Because if an Ent was
We're
stood
still
upright,
running.
yeah, but if an Ent was stood upright in this corridor, he's going to be anyway.
They'll just have their leaves.
They're stupid.
That's more like a pipe
remember,
cleaner.
remember, if we're all taking the run action, Cell literally
40 foot.
Yeah.
around.
So
Goes
I need
40
to know.
foot around further than the rest of us.
I need to know, is Cell leaving people behind or hanging back enough to let them keep up?
Leaving them behind.
Okay, cool.
Fair.
In which case, I will start dealing with Cell first. In the distances that are involved, you leave the party properly behind.
Oh, right, okay. Cell may shrink then. It's only 1 minute per level.
It will run... Ooh.
You're level 8, so minutes.
May get small as
Level
I hit.
9 minutes.
Yeah.
I need to update my level.
It'll still be up by the time you get closer.
Okay.
So as you get closer, you can see it's another one of those sort of underwatery bubble things up ahead that this corridor seems to lead to. It is much smaller than the other ones. We're talking like maybe 50-foot diameter, a single dome with portholes, and it's a lot more chunky and metal than it is a glass elaborate structure and so on. Think like oversized bathysphere, if that means anything to you.
Yeah, it does.
So as you're approaching, you can see that the lights are flashing within the bathysphere, and you could press on and go inside if you want. You can hear the occasional muffled sort of...
Is it still dark then?
It is still quite dark. The only lights that you're really getting are the ones that... There's an ambient light within that bathysphere thing, and then the occasional bright flash.
I don't want to let Cell get too far ahead. When it becomes clear that they are going top speed and going to leave the rest of us behind, I'm going to cast Fly on myself again.
That's fine.
Now, I can't take the run action when I'm flying, but I have a fly speed of 60 foot, and I can double move, which means I go at the same speed as Cell.
120 foot around.
Judges ruling. That is accurate maths. Yeah, you're fine. Don't worry about it. You're,
I've never heard that.
like you can sync up easily enough. It's fine.
Well, I'll still be behind, because
Yeah,
if they're
yeah.
going top speed, but I will no longer be losing ground.
Yeah. So this is the situation. I need to know what the people up at the front are doing before I can deal with what the people at the back are doing.
Going to go into the room.
Cool. In which case, then I'm going to jump to the.
Cell is probably 2 rounds ahead of me. That's probably how long it takes me to make
That's
my
fine.
decision to cast Fly.
And can I please get an initiative order from everyone, and then I will call it from there.
16.
21.
23.
14.
The dice know.
So, Sel, you are actually at the top of the initiative order. It's a good roll. So, you're heading straight in, I'm guessing? Okay. I am going to say that it is going to be your full action to sort of get to door, swing it open, and survey the room. Okay? So, within the bathysphere, what you see is it appears to have been done up in a similar way to, you remember there was that one room that was like a temporary respite lounge kind of thing? It feels similar, but it feels more like a waiting room. Like, you know that transport hub that you've hypothetically been playing around with in your head? If someone was going to go to that transport hub, they might need occasionally somewhere to wait that's comfortable for long periods.
Especially if they travelled a lot, and so there was some kind of scheme to ensure their loyalty to one.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. In that kind of scenario, there's 2 things that you would want: is free and easy access for things like trolleys, you know, and also like lots of seating and, you know, maybe snacks to that. It is a fully circular sort of bathysphere dealie with some couches dotted around, some coffee tables.
What kind of fabric covers the couches?
What kind of fabric do you think? It's all leather and good leather.
Oh, okay, good.
Around the outside of the circle is a wider walkway that has like drainage. It's like grill work, basically, clearly like for moving of freight and so on. And there is a pitched battle going on inside. Specifically, I'm not going to give you all of the numbers unless you take active perception check. A whole mess ton of mooks appear to be fighting a bunch of strangers that you don't know.
Well, that was unexpected.
What kind of
could they be?
species are the folks who don't know? I assume that I'll get at least a vague idea from
Human.
Oh, it's bloody...
It's going to
Barnes
be
and
wild
Carter
and
and-
Oh, Carter.
Pardon? Pardon, Helen? I mean, you're right, f***ing Carter,
Hamid, you're up. You are
I'm still-
immediately, basically, it'll take you the full round to get up to Cell, but
Yeah.
I'm assuming you are literally just catching up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. In which case, then, as with Zolf, obviously, you are
Yeah,
a little
fine.
bit behind. The fight carries on. You see one of them is wielding a sort of adamantine cutlass and is going to town against 3 people in a very kind of like, ha-ha, how about you? Ah, ho, ho, ha, ha.
Barnes has levels in swashbuckler?
Maybe. They feel like the kind of person who might jump off a sail with a knife in their mouth and then use it to slide down the sail, cutting it as they
Barnes
go.
has character levels in
Very
swashbuckler.
sexy. Very
Swashbuckler's cool.
It is.
And the other one is currently throwing lots of knives at people.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is it just 2 on one side and how many on the other?
About 8.
Also, because he is always a thief, Carter apparently has stolen Sasha's gimmick.
So, Hamid,
Great disrespect.
you recognise that there are 8 mooks in this room, all of whom are fighting Barnes and Carter. Carter is the one throwing the knives. Barnes is the one who is currently
Someone
wielding the
remind me
cutlass.
who Barnes is.
Barnes was the nice northern admiral who court-martialed Zolf way back in Dover.
Yes!
Who was very sorry about it.
And Wilde said he was working with these 2 in
Right,
Japan.
yes.
They're the B team.
Cool! I suppose we did take a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, without diving into huge amounts of time. Yeah, that's fine. The fight carries on. I can't be bothered going into the minutiae because it'll slow
No one
things
noticed
down.
the giant that came through
Genuinely,
the
no
door.
one has.
Giant who was stooped over because of the squidgy, yeah. The giant that is probably like really quite, having slept in a tunnel under the sea. Their hair is full of seaweed. They got crazy eyes.
Cell, you are up. You can see a battle map where we have Barnes basically. You know what? He's going to have to be. He's stood astride a sofa. And he's using the height advantage to great effect against 3 people facing off against him. And Carter is keeping the remainder at bay from flanking Barnes, apparently.
Sure,
That's
like
your
just-
tactical analysis. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cover fire, that was the word that I couldn't remember. In which case, then, you are up, Cell. What's the plan? You are still large.
Yes, I am large, and honestly, the kind of frozenness that I feel probably very much echoes what Cell would feel, not knowing any of the people involved. So,
One clarifying question. Are the mooks wearing a uniform which is the same uniform as the other mooks we've killed from Show in Space? Because that might help
Oh, yes,
target
it would.
acquisition.
No, they're
that's
all
fine.
actually wearing kind of stuff that you've seen them wearing when they're hassling your village.
oh, but if they're
So like
wearing...
armour and like cloth rags and things like that.
So do Barnes and Carter stand out
Yes,
as
they do.
different? Okay, in which case, Cell will throw actual alchemist bombs at this person because it is the person that is nearest Cell and has someone else next to them, so will be hurt by splash.
Understood. Roll the attack.
Yeah. Oh, that's a natural 1.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
That's fine. So your bomb just goes completely wild, as in like you're like, haha, I'm big. Damn it!
Yeah.
Damn it!
Messes up my angles.
I knew it was. It felt small in my hand. I still threw it. God damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
Did it hurt anyone?
No, it just into the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
Zolf and Azu way back see another bright pop of light.
That makes sense.
Okay, I mean, I do have 3 more that I can throw
Yeah.
this turn.
That's
so,
okay. Go for it. Come on.
Okay, so that's 10 plus 7 because I've minus 1 for my dex, so 17.
That'll hit the AC.
Okay. 14
Nice.
plus 7, so 21, and then 12 splash to the person next to them.
Goodness.
Nice.
21 and 12 splash.
Yep.
Okay. They are both stood. However, the one that you directly hit looks awful. Just
Oh, it
terrible.
wasn't a full spot.
And like you look like you've all but killed them, and the other one's like "Ah!" and is also like quite heavily damaged. You get the impression that you maybe just fell shy of totaling it. They both flavour, but they both turn and go ah!
You have some more bombs.
I do, yes, of course. I have 2 more. I had forgotten that. So I'm going to aim this one
How many
at
can you throw? 3 or 4?
4.
Good. Go go go.
Cool.
I'm going to aim this one at the person that was splashed last time.
Sensible. Very sensible.
That's the kind of logical thing I would never think of.
As an 18.
Hit.
Ooh, so that's 15, 19 damage, plus 7, 26,
And what's the splash?
12.
Yeah, they both explode into giblets.
Giblets.
Oh, giblets today.
You're a giblet heavy day, okay? You all powered up and you're against people who aren't, okay?
Some days you're just knee high in giblets.
One day you're going to be level 20 going, when did we start pulling our punches?
Sal's going to just shout, "Stop fighting!"
The remaining people all turn, see you, and go, get her!
All of them?
Neither Barnes nor Carter have shown any aggression. All the others went, get her!
Fair enough. Cell will be like, you know I hate that! And we'll throw a bomb at... Okay, so it's 25 foot. Yeah, Cell's gonna throw one in front of the two who are next to Carter. So, no, not next to Barnes, so that the splash hits the two attackers but does not hit Barnes.
Yep.
Cool. Attacking an empty square. Get you, empty square. Nah.
You
60.
hit the empty suite.
Nailed the
square.
empty
No, +1, not mine. 18.
You're fine.
Cool.
Yeah, screw you, empty square.
You don't need to roll
Don't
damage,
need
do
to roll
you?
anything. How damaged is the square, though?
Oh, it's
Is
true.
there anything in the square that I might...
Damage to furnishings.
Blew up a chair.
There's a really, really comfy-looking armchair there.
There was.
That is a correct assessment of the situation.
Okay, so those two take 12 each.
They are both exactly as messed up as the first one that received splash damage. That's how messed up they are.
Oh, so they hadn't taken any damage before.
Yeah.
Barnes is rubbish.
In which case, then, I don't think there's anything else you can further do.
No.
Hamid, you are up.
I fly into the room.
The listeners at home, this has been mimed in detail.
And I'll go and hover on one side, nice and high up, so I'm out of danger. And then I'm just going to cast Magic Missile into melee to try and pull some heat off Barnes.
Yep.
He is currently flanked. I'm going to target the one.
You want to undo the flanking.
I'm going to undo the flanking and target the one that was hit by some splash damage just
Very
now.
sensible.
16.
Down.
16 damage. That is newly enhanced level 9 magic missile, which means there are 5 individual missiles.
So that's pew pew, pew pew, pew.
I finger guns. One comes from each hand. One comes from each shoulder, where my wings will eventually sprout.
Oh my
That
god!
makes sense. Where's the last one from? Your nose?
Yeah.
Weird.
Where the
weird
fire
energy.
will come from.
Azu.
Look at me sneeze fire upon these people.
Azu and Zolf,
Little
you
dragon boy.
are now basically going to be within sight of the doorway. Next round, you'll be able to take part.
With a run action or with a normal move action?
So you are now just outside the doorway. I'm being very generous on time because.
Oh, thank you.
Exactly,
Yeah.
like,
Benevolence.
Okay, in which case then. Barnes unfortunately only manages really to keep the mooks at bay, apparently. Alex still hasn't rolled higher than a 5 all day. Carter also does nothing useful.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that sounds very, very...
Cell, you're up.
Cell's going to get their crossbow because they don't want to use up all their bombs, because that happened last time. And they're going to shoot their 3 arrows, punctuating each one with pronouns are they them. All of them. So let's see if, while shouting that, they actually make an absolute idiot of themselves in a
I
completely
really
separate way.
hope not.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine for them to be ridiculous as well. Like, 15 plus 7. No, the first one I think hits right between the eyes.
Yeah, very much so.
The dice say they, them, right?
Remember, if you're firing at these ones, you get -4 for firing
okay.
into melee.
Well, then the others, those ones.
What's the damage on the crossbow?
It's only 1d10 plus d6. So that's only 4 damage, but it stings.
Yeah.
Because it's electric, so that you're gonna get that message.
Which one got hit though? That one.
That one.
Okay.
Ooh, 19 plus 7. Yes.
Does that threaten? What's the threat range on a crossbow?
Not just a crossbow, a
Heavy repeating crossbow.
heavy repeating crossbow.
19, 20.
So,
Yeah.
confirm your critical.
Really? 8 plus 7.
15?
15.
Okay, so it's still a hit though.
Okay, but
9 so 9 damage.
9 damage.
Which one was that at?
The same person.
Yep.
Third shot at the same one?
In my reading of the scene, that's the person that said her in a way that Cell could hear particularly.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Just and another 15. Does that
15
hit?
to hit.
Yeah. No. That's good. No.
Mind you, 13 damage respectable damage for a mook.
Especially while annoyed and shouting.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Normally
And
doing
big.
it.
And big.
And big, yes. So that's the thing, is that Cell's attack bonus is down a bit because they are big, and thus they are struggling necessarily to operate the fiddly mechanical
But you
bits
can
of the
fit more
crossbow.
anger in there.
There can be so much anger.
Anything else that you're doing with your turn?
Stepping aside so that others can get in.
Hamid, you up?
I continue to hover, cast magic missile again. Again, I'm going to be relieving the pressure on Barnes.
So just very quickly, it did sound like you just text a Hamid in the middle of the night with "you up."
Hey, Hamid, what you doing?
That was quite a good roll on those 5 missiles. 22 damage.
Which one?
The one that's already been hit.
Yep. Say it with me. Giblets.
Like the way that you stress the j, it just feels like it's going to go jelly. And
I mean,
it gets
It
worse.
wibbles and wobbles as it lands on the floor.
gross.
I mean, if I was doing this tactically optimally, I'd roll each individual missile and then potentially retarget after.
This is not a
just
fight
dull.
we have to care about.
Yeah.
It could have been. It hasn't been.
Cell wants at least one to remember the pronouns this time.
Anything else, Hamid?
That's me.
Okay. Azu, you are now up.
Oh, do I enter the room?
You can now act exactly as normal as you would in combat, with the running and the jumping and the axing.
I guess I think I'm a melee fighter, so I just run in and I kind of go, ah!
Well, as the tank, you run in and you are big and there.
Yes.
Where would you like
Okay,
to...
I go in and do a battle cry then.
Do you want to move again?
Can I?
You could move up
you-
to
you've
someone, you
moved
just couldn't
once,
move
and you
and
can do
attack
another
them
move.
because of the distances involved.
So you can get up in.
You can get all up in their grill.
Yeah.
Can I get up in these people's grill?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know Barnes?
No.
You do know Carter.
Yeah.
Would you reckon? Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So,
that's
Azu,
Carter.
yeah, you recognise Carter across the way.
Oh, in that case, what I yell when I come in, I want to run in, see Carter, and go, you!
Do you run at Carter?
He's probably the ringleader.
No, I know he's not. I just think he's silly. But I think I'm just going to go in, recognise Carter, yell at him, and then sort of be like, huh.
Oh, you were like, you're here. You're here?
Yes, I pause in confusion.
Zolf, you're up.
I come in. Great to see you both. And Searing Light, the only one engaged in with.
I don't think you've
Barnes.
done Searing Light before, have you?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, have you? Okay,
yeah.
cool. Then we will skip the interesting and exciting description.
I hold my hand out, and like a bright white light flashes out as a ray. Yeah, I do a Dragon Ball Z energy beam.
Yeah.
but holy.
Destroy them.
Yeah.
It's the hope that gets you.
It is.
Right between the eyes.
25.
Do you not have to roll an attack roll if it's a ray?
Oh yeah. Whoops. Well, I've rolled my damage. It was 25. Blah, 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 blah. So 23. Factoring in the -4.
You touch them with your hope real good.
That deals 25 damage.
They are extremely hopeful, like fatally hopeful. Okay, cool. Yeah, they're. Oh, in fact, there's a brief moment where like poor Barnes is just facing off against someone. What just happened?
I will give Barnes like a kind of watcher, kind of like not really a salute, but like a kind of wave. Yeah, wave salute.
He sweeps off the hat, which you recognise as his hat for a long time, but Hamid is quite new, elaborate, and has a rather elegant feather coming out of the top, and gives quite the flourishing bow to you.
I know he's an admiral, but in my head, he just looks like a pirate. He looks like such a sexy pirate.
Pirate is the look. He looks like
He
a
is a
pirate.
pirate.
Well, the navy would have fallen apart, so he's a privateer.
Yeah.
Oh, he's done a Gareth Vicarian.
In fact, you want to know what his look is? You know, I'm happy to describe it.
He's Poldark.
His look is, take someone with all of the military regalia, okay, and then strip away all of the frippery, but leave the kind of vibe. So he might still have a military coat to him. But he's
How
got an extra...
unbuttoned is his shirt?
I was about to ask that. I was like, how sweaty is his chest?
I'm really worried that the.
All podcasts become fetish podcasts eventually.
I'm
So
really
that you-
worried that the mic didn't pick up Helen's giggle because it was so high pitched.
Helen, so that you know, naval.
Oh, we're
yeah.
really?
Oh, yeah.
God, we're full
Yeah, we
Mills
know
and
he's a
Boone.
naval man. How unbuttoned is his shirt?
But we're full Mills and Boone cover, eh? Is Barnes played by
mean-
Fabio?
I think you mean full Harrison Campbell cover.
Hey.
I think Barnes is played by Sean Bean.
Well, would you like an info dump even though we're in the middle of combat? Would you like the info dump? Barnes also. big fan of the Harrison Campbell books. You got him into them. Good.
Aw.
Good.
In which
The
case,
man has taste.
in which case, then
Ben just looked at me really pointedly.
Barnes immediately turns and does a very large and elaborate display. Sort of picks up his sword, floats it, puts it down, swings it round up behind the hand.
Actually
hands it
hurt
again.
someone.
Juggle his sword. So wait, does he have like dazzling display or whatever the thing
Yeah,
was that
maybe.
Bertie
Oh,
had?
maybe.
Yeah.
And yeah, that should probably be enough. At which point, the mooks both yell in Japanese some version of the phrase "Oh no, cheese it," and then another one says "Where?" They both flee. One attempts to flee past Carter,
Provokes an attack of opportunity.
provoking an attack of opportunity. Carter, come on, man!
Okay, and continues. Are they running or 30-footing?
They are
Double moving.
double moving.
Okay, so the door's here, right?
Yeah. They are
Probably
currently
through the
just
door.
getting through the door.
Just about.
The other one, however,
sorry.
mucks it up, starts running towards Azu, changes their mind because there's more at that end than the other end, doubles back, wasting some move, and then heads the same way.
Okay. 5, 15. Oh no.
Yep.
Still gets there.
Yes. Just. Okay, cool. In which case, then, I'm going to stay in initiative because I want to know what people are doing with the stragglers, basically. Carter, thank you. Thank you.
Would you like some damage dice?
Thank you. There was a brief moment where Carter might do literally nothing, and that's not going to help the cause of, no, seriously, they can be useful, I promise.
Again, very character appropriate.
Yeah.
He manages to fling a dagger that squarely hits one of them in the back and takes them down.
Way.
Does not manage on the second one. And... oh, hang on. Good point. Okay, enough, Carter. You're useless to me. Why are you even here?
Well, exactly. That's what we're all asking.
Sel, you're up.
Cell is
Well, Grumpy, Carter just had to roll higher than a 6.
so yeah. They can't alchemist bomb, but they can shoot. Do they? Would they be able to see?
Yeah, they're just through an open
They're literally
doorway, right?
just through an open doorway.
So the crossbow is out, and that's 20,
Hit.
and it does a 9 damage.
Okay. They are still up, though they have an arrow sticking out the back of their neck.
Ooh.
The neck.
Grim.
That's 23 and 7 damage.
They are still up.
Come on, take him down. Way.
No, because
Oh.
that's 12.
Oh.
It's 12.
Yeah, the third attack is not as good.
Yeah, unfortunately, over their shoulder, but they are staggering away and bleeding everywhere. Hamid, you're up.
I swoop down to the centre of the room to get a perfect view through the open door. I'm now standing next to Barnes, but I mutter in Draconic. This is for the kobolds. And cast Scorching Ray.
Nice.
That is 18
Hit.
and 21, both
Hit.
on ranged touch attacks.
Both hit.
Right, yeah, gone.
Yeah, that guy's very dead.
Yeah,
It's a bit ironic that you're using that with this is for the kobolds.
No,
given
it was
that
Scorching
you
Ray, it wasn't a
used them
fireball.
For the, okay.
Just a different spell.
It's a different spell, right, yeah.
That makes it fine. That's fine.
So
That's
what's,
fine then,
So
yeah,
what's
that's
the damage,
fine.
just for my own records?
Oh, well, 24 on the first.
Oh, there. Yeah.
And then the second ray, they're dead.
The second ray, you've got nothing to shoot
Probably,
at.
probably just don't fire it.
Oh, fair enough. Keep that one for
Just
later.
like
Not how
maybe
it
that
works.
one like zooms up into the air while you go, no!
Okay. At which point, then, I think that's a sensible place to end an episode. You know, we've all reconvened, and that way, I don't have to address Carter's terrible performance. He's going to have a performance review.
We'll do that next
episode.
time.
And
It's Barnes that didn't achieve anything.
He did a dazzling display
Yeah.
that was very dazzling.
he did successfully intimidate the two mooks.
Oh,
He
fair enough.
successfully seduced Azu, apparently.
I did not say that.
Seduced Helen.
No, yeah,
Yes.
that's fair. That's fair.
Yes.
I
Thank
think
you.
just as maybe at the action end, Cell shrinks
Yes.
and steps forward and says, "Hi."
Okay, and that's where we will end. In which case, then, we will come back to this next week where there might be something other than just fighting and death. Who knows?
Yeah.
Gosh.
It's one of your campaigns, mate.
Bye.
Rusty Quill Gaming is a podcast distributed by Rusty Quill and licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike 4.0 international license. Today's episode was directed by Alexander J. Newell and produced by April Sumner. To subscribe, buy merchandise, or join our Patreon, visit rustyquill.com. Rate and review us online, tweet us at The Rusty Quill, visit us on Facebook, or email us via mail@rustyquill.com. Join our community on the Discord via the website or on Reddit at r/rustyquill. Thanks for listening.
I get different dice every time we do this, and they're all cursed.
Okay, no, that's because it has no impact, and you're just remembering the bad
Ben,
rolls.
this is your dice now. I still haven't rolled higher than a 4.
I brought my own dice.
No, I want you to use that dice.
I thought.
I told you!
Oh no, the curse!
No, I just think it might genuinely be slightly weighted wrong.
There you go.
No. Well, now you used it.
Step the high score. Don't attack someone directly with the dice.
Sorry,
Ben.
just
You're breaking the.
full disclosure, the noise that Alex made was, I think, a genuine one of shock because he didn't realise I was going to throw the dice at him.
This isn't Stella Firma.
I was going to
where
say,
you can just do that sort of thing. We have manners here, Ben.
temporarily taken over by Hartro.
Yeah, I'm the Hartro. Yes, everyone open your mouths.
Oh no.
So,
Try catching dice in my mouth.
No, feet. Hartro. The joke I was making is that Hartro is a foot dom.
returning.
Crossovers I don't want.
Returning to the murder. Returning to the murders.
Thank you, Alex. That's much safer for me.
You are welcome. Hi everyone, Alex here. I'd just like to take a moment to thank some of our patrons. M.A.B, Bree Raymond, Olivia Peachley, GameStressor, Lucy Hall, Brittany Guy, HD, Elfy Ibenbob, Maryam Trabelsi, LainieBarbarian, Stephen Chlebek, Robert Espy, Full Featuritis, Silphius, Gaminette, Nick Duhamel, Thor, Chris Halliday, ArcticMetal, Bob Hundertmark, FXKTN, Sarah, Alexis Arendt, Mickey, Greg Mayer, Tracy Van Haften, Becca Meriel, Victoriano Vello, Imogen, Books and Cats, Churlington Beescoat, John Albert, Victorious Prime, E. Looking, Overflight, Matthew Taylor, Bremen J. Savage, Lydia Katz, Cher Silver, Quill and Scale Designs, Teresa Wu, Scorner Lott, Ricky D, Ren, Harmony Bat, Cole Weber, Andrew, Grey T, Thomas Nieboer, Rob Beckman, Katie, Shaz, How Do You Write, Zoa Mortensen, Monsters Advocate, and Enzi. Thank you all. We really appreciate your support. If you'd like to join them, go to www.patreon.com/rustyquill and take a look at our rewards.